This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Donald Trump has a tendency to hyperbole. I think even saying that is kind of stupid because it's just so obvious. During the 2016 Republican National Convention, when he was declared the nominee, he said, "I alone can fix it," which is a bold claim for someone who's going to be president. That I alone, Donald Trump intimated to the crowd and the country and the world by extension, that he possessed a singular, unique skill set that would extricate the United States from the problems that faced it. And he's doing it again, except he's amping it up. If you watch my content or the things that I talk about Donald Trump about, I've said that in 2016, he had to really just kind of be himself, which is a bigot, a racist, a xenophobe, a fearmonger, just all of the terrible. And he brings that out in many Americans. And in 2020, he had to best the 2016 version of himself. He had to be more radical. It didn't work, but Donald Trump is not dissuaded by failure. He's accustomed to failure. And now in 2024, he's going to have to best the 2020 version that bested the 2016 version. So he's just amping up the rhetoric and the crazy. And his "I alone can fix it" mantra is now being associated with impending doom and total obliteration and World War III. Here is a 30-second video that he put on his dumb failing Truth Social. And then I'm going to play another clip because it's becoming a mantra. It is becoming a stationary, a static fixture of the 24 campaign when he's in Iowa giving a speech. First, from Truth Social.
First time in the history of our country, World War III is looming like never before in the very dark and murky background. Lack of leadership is solely responsible for this unprecedented danger to our beautiful USA and likewise to the world itself. Hopeless Joe Biden is leading us into oblivion. We cannot let it happen. We have to take back the White House or our country is doomed. Thank you very much.
One, as Donald Trump would call this, it's a very low energy jab. His entire 24 campaign is really, as much as he talked about Joe Biden hiding in the basement, whatever room that is in Mar-a-Lago, that's his basement. He's not making as many appearances, and the appearances that he makes are just scarcely attended. There's a lot of doom and gloom in here. In other words, he's saying I alone can fix it. He's talking about oblivion, that we're doomed, hopeless Joe Biden, dark and murky forces. But the "I alone can fix it" mantra is just stupid if you've been paying attention for even 30 seconds. The United Nations literally laughed at Donald Trump. There was literal uproarious laughter when Donald Trump gave a speech before the General Assembly. But he has the respect of the world stage. Here he is in Iowa repeating the same nonsense.
Standing before you today, I am the only candidate who can make this promise. I will prevent World War III, because I really believe you're going to have World War III. Because I believe you're going to have it.
Because I believe you're going to have it. Listen, it's an easy claim to make. I predict right now that I will prevent World War III this year. And if it doesn't happen, it was because I prevented it. Prove me wrong. I predict that I will prevent World War XII this very year. that within the next year, within the next 2 years, there will not be a World War XII. Prove me wrong. This is insane. It's nonsense. But his devoted, worshipful audience who believe he is some venerated, exalted figure in American politics, they lap it up. They love it. They are here for it. Even though it is lies and literal doom and gloom prophesying. Get ready for it, though. Get used to it, because this is going to be one of many amping up of the rhetoric from Donald Trump in 2024. It's, of course, going to be bigotry in the way of anti-trans and anti-gay rhetoric, but it's also going to be this, that he has some special relationship with Vladimir Putin, who is the tip of the spear if there is some threat of World War III. It's because of Vladimir Putin and Russia and their incursion, their human rights atrocities that they're committing on a daily basis in Ukraine. And he somehow has some pull, some influence with that murderous dictator in Russia. It is all a bit much. I'd love to know what you think. Let's mix it up in the comments. You can just leave a comment of just a few words just to help juice up the algorithm. I would appreciate that very much. You can also leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Absolutely, you can do it the old-fashioned way and email me. That's the old-fashioned way. daily@dollemore.com. I am on social media. If you are on social media, you can follow me there at Dollemore on Twitter, on Instagram if you want to see what I had for lunch. Isn't that what Instagram's for? And on TikTok at Dollemore. And if you appreciate what I do, if I bring you value, if there are others out there on this platform or other platforms that do more for you, that bring you more value, support them for sure. But if I am that guy for you, please consider supporting my work. Click the join button below. Become a channel member right here on YouTube for $2 a month. Or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast, which you should also be subscribed to, my twice-weekly podcast, co-hosted by myself and the lovely, talented, and scholarly Brittany Page. But Patreon is not just for the podcast. It absolutely helps support and produce what we're doing right here on YouTube. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. And I will see you next time. I hope you'll see me next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.